5 a.m. and I am on the way to the gym every morning. Not every morning, 4 mornings a week. Typically dark when I get out and nobody else is around, which I love.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday or whatever day it is that you're watching this. Thankful that you joined me again this week for another episode of my Road to Fit Model over 50. I'm Shelly, if I have not introduced myself to you on our previous video, and I believe it's week 37 that I'm in on my way to my first Fit Model competition. Never done this before. Decided to do it after realizing my body was changing rapidly in a way I didn't want it to. And so here we are. And I have been thinking this week a lot about body recomp, and this is a totally new thing to me. The concept isn't new, but the reality of it is new. And man, I have a lot of growth opportunities. I started this whole thing last July, which has been a year. And I didn't really start really in July. I started reassessing how I wanted to approach, fitness in my 50s. And I had been a marathoner, as I'd mentioned, for 20, 30 years. I mean, I was just a distance runner. I loved it. But that wasn't really accomplishing what I wanted as I got into perimenopause and, late 40s, early 50s. And so, as I mentioned before, I started looking at, who was keeping muscle and doing what I thought was what I wanted to do to maintain a healthy level of fitness as I aged. And of course, that was bodybuilders for me. Might not be for you. That's just what I chose to sort of model myself after. And anyway, so we're here. I've explained all of that in previous videos, but I feel like I learn something new every week. And I'm probably going to continue to learn something new every week about myself, the mental game that is bodybuilding and getting ready for your first show. And I'm not even in prep. I'm in the gaining weight phase. I'm in growth surplus. I'm eating 2,400 calories a day. That's just me. Please don't use that as a guide. Because I'm trying to put on some muscle. And the reality is, especially at my age, when I'm 50, I had a lot of body fat, which is not a bad thing at all. It's just that in bodybuilding, which is very specific and different from a lot of different sports and lifestyles, the goal is to put on the muscle and ultimately get rid of a lot of the fat, by the time you get to stage. But I realized, honestly, I've known this, but it's a harsh reality when you see the pictures. But I had to do some recomping to some extent because I had really gained a lot of fat for what my body weight was, which is not even something that you would notice. It was probably a little bit more like a skinny fat because I was doing so much cardio. And I think a lot of women get stuck in that route, that routine, and they think I'm gonna just, as they get older and they realize their hormones are shifting, their metabolism shifting, I don't even know if they actively realize that they're losing muscle. I think a lot of us don't realize that because we've never really been taught that. But, you start to think, what is happening? I'm just gonna keep doing more cardio and I'm gonna eat less food. And that works against you, which is just such a hard concept to get my mind around. I remember watching videos in the beginning of this whole thing and thinking, why is everyone saying don't do as much cardio? Don't do as much cardio. Like, that doesn't make any sense, to what I had been doing for the past 20 or 30 years. But it does make sense when you have this goal and you're on this trajectory. Of course, there's times and places for cardio, and it's all different depending on what your goal is. I can't tell you not to do cardio. This is just where I am right now. So anyway, last July I took a photo of myself in just a bathing suit. And I think I actually have shown this on previous videos, but I compared it to like a posing picture. So it wasn't just like a kind of a side by side of the same, swimsuit. And I had taken the picture because I realized at that point last July, I'm going to start changing things drastically. And I hadn't been working with a coach yet, but that's when I started doing macros. And really, that was the biggest change last summer, was shifting to start doing macros. Again, I only had used AI at the time because I didn't have a coach. And I wanted to at least get an idea, a baseline. What is this macro thing all about? I actually asked chat, what is a macro? I don't understand. I knew nothing. And anyway, so then that's when I started kind of following my own macros. And I had done it well enough that I was like, oh, this is something. There's something here, which is then what got me into looking for an actual coach and starting bodybuilding. But all that to say, last July, I had been lifting lightweight, high rep stuff for years and running. And then so fast forward a year, and I put that swimsuit on yesterday and just did a side by side. And it was like, what? I look the same. Like, I've been putting in so much work. I'm dialed with my macros every week. I'm dialed to like an obsessive point probably. And that's okay. I don't get burned out on that kind of stuff. If I find something that works, it works and I do it. And I don't really look back. I don't. If something works, it's hard for me to understand sometimes about others, and I'm not trying to throw shade or anything. I don't understand that if you know what works, why do you stop doing it? And so if I find something that works, I keep doing it. And so dialed my macros this whole time. I do not mess them up ever. There have been a couple of occasions where I've gone out to dinner to celebrate an event, and I just do really as good as I can with what's available to me at the restaurant. But I'm still super particular. I don't just be like, oh, this is a free night, I'm just gonna have whatever. Because I know for me, the next day I won't be happy with that. I'll be bummed because I didn't fuel my body the way it needed to be fueled. And so adding in 4 to 5 days of heavy lifting, a little bit of cardio mixed into there, and then steps, all the things that you do to gain muscle and recomp. And I think, oh my gosh, I could have taken that photo on the same day. I probably already put it up here so you guys can see it. But for a trained eye, you might see some development. I definitely have some upper body development. It's very, very, very minor, because if you just look at the front at that photo and you glanced, you would think I took it a day apart. I don't think that you would even notice anything. I think I'm probably being hard on myself. But anyways, kind of this shocking reality that my body's recomping underneath, and you don't really necessarily see that externally so much. And so I think we're so trained and conditioned to think I'm going to see external results quickly, or at least I want to, And especially when you start looking at women who've been bodybuilding for years, or you're looking at how you want to present yourself once you get to stage. You're like, oh, that's how I'm going to look, or that's how I want to look. That's my goal. I swear the further you get into this, the more you realize you are a lifetime away from that. And it doesn't happen in 8 weeks, This is years. These women, a lot of these women, not all of them, have been competing for years. They've been building muscle. And that's not to say I wasn't building muscle before. I was. It just wasn't at this pace. And it wasn't at this intent. I wasn't working so hard to do it. I was eating, semi-regular food like anyone else. I'm vegan, but I wasn't being really particular about macros or anything. I was just eating what I felt like eating. And so you start looking at these ideals, and in your mind, logically, that that's something that's going to happen down the road. But it's really hard sometimes to separate your current self with that reality, like emotionally. And so I had this just dip in my outlook yesterday. And then my husband's like, well, I showed it to him so I could complain to somebody, because nobody understands this. Unless you're bodybuilding, it's really hard to understand this because it seems extreme to most people. But he's like, well, that's interesting because that photo, I put on almost 10 pounds since that photo, in between those two photos. And he was like, I would think you weighed less in the one on the right, which is, you know, the after, which is yesterday. Just kind of glancing at it. And I was like, that sucks, because I don't want to get thinner, because that's what I felt like I was too just thin. And he's like, but if you think about it, you've recomped all of that underneath. So now you've put on likely close to, you know, it's not all muscle, because I definitely keep fat on right now so that I can build and have that surplus. But it's interesting to think I've turned a lot of that fat underlying into muscle, and you can't see it. It's crazy. You won't even imagine there's a 10-pound difference in these photos. And so it's just this funniest thing to wrap your mind around. And it's really hard. This whole thing is a mental game. It's like, yeah, there's physical work to it, but it's so mental. And you realize how much your body image, your self-image, society, others, friends and family, people that will just comment, because people comment on bodies still, which is surprising to me, but people comment on bodies. It's just fascinating how you've got to process all of that. And then, you know, you've got these times as women where you've got fluctuations in weight and hormones, and, you know, I just feel lousy because you're on your period, and you just feel lousy. Like, not only are you just kind of like bloated and tired, but you just kind of feel, you know, like you're in a slump, and that can throw you off. And I do check-ins once a week, which I think I'm put up a video of that as well. But, you know, it's like the last thing I want is to be on my period while I'm doing my check-in, because then I'm like, oh, that's like 2 or 3 extra pounds that aren't really real. They're here, but lame, you know. And so I'm learning to just like take a step back and understand that it's the long game, which actually really attracts me to bodybuilding. I love long games. I feel like that's my sweet spot. I don't mind putting in a lot of work for a very long time. And I'm learning about myself that that's why I succeed at things. Not necessarily because I believe I'm capable of this, you know, unique thing that nobody else is. It's that I know that I don't mind putting in the work. It's why I joined the military. That's why I wrote books. It's all of these things. That's why I was a marathoner. I mean, I don't mind putting in the work every day. I don't get tired of doing that. I get attracted to it because it gives me this sense of accomplishment every single day, which is one of the reasons so many people say, go to the gym in the morning. Like, you get arguably the hardest thing, you know, of your day out of the way, done, and you feel this sense of accomplishment. And now I know that that's not the hardest thing for a lot of people. I really love the gym, but it is hard. I don't ever go in there and go easy but I don't understand why I would be in there if I did. People have challenges throughout their lives. I have hard times after the workouts for sure. But it's this sense of like, I went in there and I did this thing, and I did it for my body. I did it for my mental state. I did it for my brain. You know, I mean, go do the research. So many things point to getting that done first thing in the morning. Doesn't mean you have to. I've had times in jobs where, I was starting work at 5 a.m. I wasn't going to work out before that, although I did a couple times because I really wanted to get in. But sometimes you have to work in the afternoon, is what it is. It works for you. I'm a morning person. I'm up at 3:30 every morning. I like that. It's been ingrained in me since I was in the military. I like it. It's quiet. Nobody else is up. I can do what I want. I feel like I'm mentally sharp, which I don't by about like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just because I've been up since 3:30. But anyway, so all that to say, it's been an interesting week. I have these just ups and downs. And then I watched a video this morning about body recomp and was just thinking, I needed to hear that, because it does get hard to see, or to at least feel like you're not having outwardly visible results when you put so much work in. And I know I'm just getting harder and harder, and I'm setting the bar higher and higher. And I know that about myself, and I know that I set bars that I can never meet. But that also drives me to keep moving forward. So definitely not stopping. I'm a year in. I'm in a very different place mentally this July than I was last July, for sure. And for that, I'm really proud of myself, because I figured out what I didn't want, and I did something about it and I fixed it. And I'm not accepting that you're done at 50 or whatever random arbitrary age you decide to pick. I had someone tell me once, like, the world like discards you when you turn 50 if you're a woman. It's like, I don't think so. I'm done. I feel like I'm starting a second life because I'm done raising kids. Done. You're never done, really. But I get to do all of these things that I just didn't get to do when I was younger because I started out so early with a family and in the military, which was all good. And it worked out really well for me to be the age I was. But I didn't have time to kind of explore who I was and what I wanted. And so I get to do that now. And I hope every woman realizes that there's just fun to be had after their kids are gone. And I'm not saying anything mean about the kids, but it's sad. I've cried when my kids left because it's a sense of like, gosh, I can't keep them close. I can't protect them. And also, just honestly, and any of you who have raised children understand, you have this weird sense of not being needed anymore, and it has to go somewhere. I swear that's why everybody gets a dog. I have cats. They don't need me and they let me know that. And I love it. But anyway, so, like, don't let that be something that you just think your life is over because nobody needs you anymore and the kids are gone. I think there's so much fun to be had at this age, but that turned into a completely different rant. But anyway, I'll throw up some pictures and videos so that you can see them. I really appreciate the support. I'm excited. We're traveling this week, so I'll probably do a little bit of footage out and about, but I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting week. We're not packing as much food as we usually do because we do have the grocery stores that we need are going to be close by. So probably just going to get our grocery shopping done there, and we have a full kitchen. If we didn't, I would show you all the food we're packing. But my kitchen is under remodel, and it will be for probably like the next 3 weeks. That's in like best case scenario. So when it's done, I'll show you some foods and things I do in the kitchen. But thanks for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions. Again, I am no expert. I'm just sharing with you my journey because I want people to see raw, honest footage of what a process like this is like, because it's weird and fun. See you next week.